Kushner should have basically become disassociated in entirety from all of the Kushner companies. That apparently has not happened. So Kushner has been marginalized, and now Hope Hicks is gone. So Hope Hicks was his comfort blanket. Hope Hicks, who started off as a runway model, who joined Trump in 2016. She was part of Ivanka's team. She was his top aide, and she's now 29 and one of the best liked people in the White House. Everybody I know in the White House who knows Hope Hicks says that she's a wonderful person. Well, she was, according to CNN, excoriated by the president because a couple of days ago, she went in front of Congress and she was asked whether she'd ever had to lie on behalf of the president. She said, well, she told some white lies, like about audience size, like crowd size. And that apparently ticked off Trump, according to CNN. And supposedly Trump yelled at her, and then Hope Hicks quit. That's the CNN story. Now, the New York Times says that she's been preparing for weeks to leave. That's not a giant shock. People in the White House are routinely talking about leaving because it's a very chaotic place, a very high-stress job. There's a lot of turnover at any White House, but particularly in a White House that's run from the top this way. So Hope Hicks leaving has some impact on the administration. I'll explain what impact it has and what it means for... So as I say, Hope Hicks has sort of been pushed to the side. Jared right now is being pushed to the side, apparently, according to reports by General John Kelly, the chief of staff, which means that Kelly is the guy who's sort of bringing people into the center of the room. And that means that Trump is more likely to reach out to other people that he wants to talk to. If he feels like Kelly is shutting him off from Jared Kushner and that Hope Hicks is going to leave, then he's going to start reaching out to other people he's comfortable with. Well, one of the people he likes a lot, apparently, is Peter Navarro. Peter Navarro, this trade guy. And it's not a coincidence that while all this chaos is taking place, Peter Navarro is suddenly making appearances in the Oval Office and Trump is hanging out with him. You know, people that Trump feels personally comfortable with are the people he's going to want to talk to. And unfortunately, a lot of those people have pretty bad ideas because personal comfort should not be the gauge of whether somebody's policy is good. But the president doesn't know a lot about policy, and he's very susceptible to being told things by people that he likes. So Hicks being out has more of a personal impact on Trump than it does a policy impact. But she is known as sort of the person, she's sort of the Trump whisperer. She's the person who can handle Trump and has been able to hem him in a little bit. Make him feel better about his presidency, make him feel better about things. Her being gone is not going to be a good thing. Again, Josh Raffel, I think it's pronounced Urfel, is a press aide whose initial portfolio is primarily focused on Kushner and Ivanka, and he apparently is leaving also. And apparently Dina Powell is left a few weeks ago. So high turnover at the White House. That means a lot of faces Trump doesn't recognize. As he gets more uncomfortable, he's going to look for friends, and the friends around him are going to define what he does, which is sort of an uncomfortable place. He's meanwhile busily attacking his own attorney general. So yesterday, the president went on Twitter and he attacked Attorney General Jeff Sessions. Right? This I've always found really frustrating. Attorney General Sessions, I've met him a few times when he was Senator Sessions. I think that Senator Sessions is a rock solid red state Republican. I disagree with him on trade. I disagree with him in certain areas of immigration. But he was the very first guy to endorse Trump. I mean, the first major voice to endorse Trump very, very early in the campaign, a real Trump loyalist. And as AG, Trump has just beaten the crap out of him publicly. So this is really in bad taste. One of the things I like about Sessions is that Sessions does have a strong sense of what he is supposed to do as the attorney general, that his job is not to just be the wingman for the president. Now, Trump doesn't like that because he looks at the Obama administration and he says, Eric Holder was Obama's wingman. Why can't you be my wingman? And the answer is because the AG is not supposed to be the president's wingman. The AG is supposed to administer the law. Jeff Sessions actually takes that rather seriously. So one of the areas where this has happened is that Jeff Sessions asked the inspector general to investigate potential FISA abuse. And there's been a lot of talk about FISA abuse, of their supposed abuse by the FBI and the DOJ of the FISA warrant process in the attempt to get a warrant on Carter Page, that former Trump campaign aide, that former Trump foreign policy aide. And Sessions said, listen, I don't want the DOJ investigating itself. I don't want the DOJ investigating the FBI. Let's set somebody else who's independent, because here's the thing. If I, Attorney General Jeff Sessions, come down with the conclusion that the Obama DOJ and the Obama FBI went ahead and invaded the campaign, people are going to note a couple of things. One, I was a member of the campaign. Two, I was appointed by President Trump, and so they're not going to take it seriously. So we'll set up an IG. I have a conflict of interest. Trump doesn't appreciate that, and he wants Jeff Sessions to just do what he wants him to do, which I think is wrong. And so Trump tweets out, why is the AG, Jeff Sessions, asking the inspector general to investigate potentially massive FISA abuse? Will take forever, has no prosecutorial power, and already late with reports on Comey, etc. Isn't the IG an Obama guy? Why not use Justice Department lawyers? All caps. Disgraceful. No, what's disgraceful is the president of the United States berating his own attorney general publicly. I assume he has Jeff Sessions' phone number. What does he think is going to happen here? Does he think Sessions is going to quit if he just humiliates him enough? And Sessions knows Trump isn't going to fire him because Trump's been threatening to fire him for over a year. And he's not going anywhere. So he'll just sit it out. He'll sit tight. He'll protect the law. Good for Sessions for doing that. So there's no purpose here other than Trump venting and then mobilizing his allies to vent at Sessions. But maybe that makes his base feel good. Maybe it makes them feel like it's the DOJ's fault that we haven't seen any prosecutions. But again, this is just not only not presidential, it's not effective. Attacking your own attorney general is just bad policy. So in a rarity, Sessions actually fired back. So he actually issued a statement ripping Trump. Good for him. He said, "We have initiated the appropriate process that will ensure complaints against this department will be fully and fairly acted upon if necessary. As long as I am the Attorney General, I will continue to discharge my duties with integrity and honor, and this department will continue to do its work in a fair and impartial manner according to the law and the Constitution." And good for Jeff Sessions. That's his job. That's exactly what he should be doing. So it's an absurdity that the president is attacking his own Attorney General. So very bad 48 hours for the president. It's attacking his own Attorney General, dumping all over gun rights, and then talking about raising tariffs dramatically that would have a serious impact on the economic growth that he's attempting to reach. So very bad 48 hours for the president. And again, I think this is what the president looks like when he's unmoored, which is why you have to have checks in the White House. It's why you have to have good people surrounding him. It's why you need a Republican Congress. If you had a Democratic Congress and a bunch of advisors around the president telling him to do the popular thing with Democrats, this presidency could go sideways very quickly. So while there was talk last week about the president being an ideological leader of the conservative movement, that is not true. The president has governed like a conservative so far, but he's not an ideological.
Joining us now, former White House communications director, founder, managing partner of Skybridge Capital, Anthony the Mooch Scaramucci, and Fox News correspondent at large, Geraldo Rivera. You know what? The media is so, they were so cruel to her as it relates to
how it works.
She's dating somebody. Yeah. It's none of their business, number one. And then, you know, oh, she admits she told a white lie. To me, this is what a white lie is. The president would love to do the interview. He's just, it's a nice way of saying no. Or you look great when you don't think the person looks great.
Tell me a person in the world that hasn't told a white lie, and I'll identify the biggest liar in the room, Sean. So that's a ridiculous statement. The real thing about this
and the media lies every day.
Well, yeah, but they like rolling people like Hope in broken glass to see if she'll break. Okay, and she's made out of steel, so obviously she won't break. She's a wonderful person. I'll tell you, she's one of the least malicious people I've ever met in my life. She's dedicated. She's charming. She's thoughtful. And at the end of the day, she's going to have an unbelievable career, Sean.
Look, she's already 29 had an unbelievable career.
Hope, if you're watching, my agent has called me and said, please let me represent Hope Hicks. I said, I don't know, I'll give her a call.
She can work at the Fox News channel.
Yeah,
she's good.
Anything you want, Hope. Just put it to you that way. He's an all-star Hollywood agent. But my point is that this woman is an entrepreneur above everything else. You're an entrepreneur, as you know. You built this from nothing. Look at what the president did, starting with her and Corey Lewandowski and his children to where he is today. So look, she deserves all the respect and love and support and kindness that you can imagine.
You know, Geraldo, I saw it from the beginning. I was there, and it was her, and it was Corey, and it was 7 days a week, and it was look. President Trump will wear out a lot of people, and she hung the whole time, was there the whole time. And what's so unbelievable to me, Geraldo, did you ever, like, you don't want to tell somebody we're never giving you the interview? Well, we'll try. Isn't that what a white lie is? And the media's blown that up into something that it never was, or getting into her personal life, and cameras are following her to her apartment or a taxi cab. It's pretty despicable how they've treated her.
Oh, they cut her up. They cut her up like muggers, Sean. Nobody is indispensable in the White House except for the president, with the possible exception of the Chief of Staff, John Kelly, General John Kelly. But Hope Hicks comes as close as they come. She was a trusted, loyal friend. You and I know about loyalty. We know about friendship. We know about trust. The president could trust her. He's trusted her for 3 years. She has taken this from the candidate, the long shot candidate, the buckaroo, the wild maverick, helped mold him into the candidate that he became to win the presidency. And then in the first year in office, she has been a key aide. She has been by his side. but she has been whittled down. She's been worn down. And I think the House Intelligence Committee and how they dealt with her and how they slandered her, that coming on the heels. Mooch mentioned the whole Rob Porter thing. She's had a lot. She helped draft that statement on Air Force One about the Donald Trump Jr. meeting at Trump Tower. She's gone through a lot. She's very young. She's been very effective. She's been very loyal. She would be sorely missed. I lament this. This is bad news. Mercedes Schlapp, we know her. She was with Fox News for many years. She's the White House Director of Strategic Communications. She would be a replacement that I could endorse, but I think there's no doubt that Hope Hicks will be missed, Sean.
Anthony, I agree in the sense that she'll be missed.
Yeah.
Geraldo's also right. It's the president.
Well, I would say Vice President Pence is way more indispensable than, say, Chief of Staff Kelly. I mean, that's just my opinion. But the other thing is these guys should start appointing people like Rick Grinnell and start doing the job.
Well, I don't get hold up across the board, by the way. I agree with you on Grinnell.
I mean, Grinnell, this is the German country, the third, fourth largest economy. Why don't we have an ambassador there? So there's a lot of nonsense going on.
All right, I think we send Geraldo. What do you think?
Yep. Geraldo, no, I got another ambassadorship for Geraldo. I'm going to send you where Reince Priebus wanted to send me, Antarctica, Geraldo, okay? You can develop a relationship with the Penguins. Okay, that's where
Spanish Harlem.
That's where Priebus wanted to send me. Okay, but so far we're doing okay with the Penguins.
Listen, I think Geraldo would do good in Antarctica or anywhere he was. He'd find a way, to have a police siren behind him as he reports. I know him. All right, love you both. Thank you.
Puerto Ricans don't do well in Antarctica.
All right, but Hope's going to do great, man.
No, but I think the thing about Hope Hicks, we can't overlook the fact that she was remarkable for her age. She was a steady presence. She was, and I don't know, I can't speak for other reporters, but she was my lifeline to the president. When I needed to speak to the president or I wanted to be with the president, like the Mar-a-Lago meeting just a week and a half ago.
She was everyone's lifeline. She talked to everybody.
She was everyone's lifeline.
The president would actually say,
I hope the president can.
There's hope with 4 phones, and that's how she operated, which was an amazing testament to her.
Let's get to the news. White House Communications Director Hope Hicks announced today that she is resigning from her position, which is weird because I thought Hope left the White House a year ago. All the Hopes are leaving. According to the New York Times, White House Communications Director Hope Hicks told the White House Intelligence Committee yesterday that she has occasionally had to tell white lies. White lies, or as Melania calls them, vows. In a new interview, Oprah said that she won't run for president until she gets a sign from God. Said God, was this one not clear enough? Following the recent events in Florida, Dick's Sporting Goods has announced that it will stop selling assault-style weapons. Wow, that's really cool. That's very, very cool. Dick's did what Dick's won't. According to reports, the Nobel Institute is investigating a possibly fake nomination of President Trump for the Nobel Peace Prize. Let me save you some time. It's fake. The only thing that could be more fake is if he got the Nobel Prize for chemistry. That's it. The Democratic National Committee announced today that it plans to contact 50 million voters ahead of November's midterm elections, and not, as my inbox would suggest, one voter 50 million times. Donald Trump Jr. reported for jury duty today here in New York, and out of habit, he opened with, "Not guilty." What? Oh, I'm for the jury. I'm for the jury. Okay. And finally, a Virginia set of identical twin sisters will marry a set of identical twin brothers in a joint wedding this summer. They're registered at Kinko's.